Namaskar, good afternoon and welcome to CIET NCERT's another live and interactive session. My name is Deepak Mishra and you are watching this session live on PM eVidya channel number 5. And apart from that, you can also join us on our official YouTube channel which goes by the name NCERT Official and NCERT PM eVidya Class 5. So dear all the students, viewers and teachers, today's session is very special because we will be talking and discussing on a very interesting story. The subject is English, which is one of my favorite subjects, and let me tell you the name on which we will be discussing today. You can see the name on the screen for class 5th student, chapter number 8, the decision of the Panchayat. Yes, definitely this is very interesting story, and before we move ahead, start the conversation, let me tell you another important information that during this entire session, if you want to reach with us, if you want to connect with us by giving suggestions, feedback or giving your answers, you can give us a call on a number that is 8800440559. This is a number you can see on the screen, and apart from that, you can also write us an email. We have a dedicated email ID that is dth.class5@ciet.nic.in, and apart from that, you can also visit to our official YouTube channel which goes by the name NCERT Official. You can see the name on screen, and during this entire session you can visit to live chat box, the comment section on YouTube, and you can give your answers which our expert will be asking today. You can give your feedback, suggestions as well. So without getting late, now let's welcome today's expert. Please join me for welcoming today's expert. We are joined by Miss Gupta ma'am. She's TGT English at SKU Anand, Vihar, New Delhi. Anu ma'am, very good afternoon. Namaskar.
Thank you so much for welcoming me.
And apart from that, you can see on the screen, we are also joined by our Indian Sign Language interpreter. Her name is Bhumi, and she will be helping all the viewers to understand this complete session in the form of Indian Sign Language. Welcome, Bhumi. So let's begin this session. Anu ma'am, I'm very excited because English is one of my favorite subject, and as the name says, on which we will be discussing and learning a lot of things, that the decision of the Panchayat.
Yes.
At my home, my grandfather used to tell me, he used to live in a village and he used to tell this word again and again, Panchayat. Ma'am, can you please tell me and all the viewers what is the meaning of Panchayat and what interesting story we will be learning today?
A wonderful question to begin with. I once again welcome all the viewers and students who are watching this show live. So, our anchor Deepak ji has asked us what is the meaning of Panchayat. Panchayat, Deepak ji, in a very simple language, is a local governing body in a village.
Okay.
For example, those Panchayat, as the name suggests, it consists of 5 members, Panch, right? And these 5 members solve all the queries or quarrels or any kind of discord which is happening among the villagers of that entire area. And as you can see in the background also, for our viewers, we have specifically shown the Panchayat and its several levels. It works at several levels, at village level, at block level and at a district level as well. So, I am sure our viewers, those who are watching from villages, must be aware about what Panchayat is, how it works. So
I think you had made me help to make the revision because I remember earlier, but I forgot. Now I remember, like in a country we have central government, in state we have state government, and then we can say in city we have municipality,
local governments,
Nagarpalik, and villages are very small. The people used to stay in villages have a very small amount, so we can say the Panchayat is the one who used to rule the entire village.
Absolutely, you are very correct. And also I would like to bring the attention of our viewers here that we are talking about interdisciplinary subject.
Okay.
We are talking about the topic that we cover in social science.
Okay.
So, it's an elaborate topic in social science, Panchayat, but here in English we are going to have a very interesting story based on the decision of Panchayat, and that's what the topic also says, the decision of Panchayat.
So ma'am, I'll request please start this story because I am very excited what interesting we will be discussing and what lesson we will be learning from today's story.
Sure, Deepak. But before we begin the story, I have a question for you and for all the viewers who are watching us. Are you ready for the question?
Yes, always I am.
So, alright, viewers and Deepak ji, suppose you buy a mango tree, right? Many people buy several things and there are mangoes. The tree is laden with mangoes. Would those mangoes belong to you or not?
Well, let me think. It's a very tricky question Anu ma'am is asking. I think the viewers and the students who are watching this, they will also might be thinking, But I think since I have purchased the entire tree, so the mangoes also belong to, I own the mangoes.
All right. So Deepak ji is saying with conviction that since he has purchased the mango tree, the mangoes on the tree which are already there would belong to Deepak ji only. And that is what the entire mantra of the story is, dear children. And let's have a visual of this question for you. Do write down your answer in the comment section. What do you think? There may be other viewers who would be thinking that no, only the tree would belong to you and not the mangoes. So let's find out what our viewers think about this question. Right. So if you buy a mango tree, do the mangoes belong to you or not? And with that, let us see a few new words that we will come across in the chapter. Are you ready, Deepak ji?
I am ready, and I'll go with option A, that is yes. But yes, there are students who might be watching this session.
Yes.
They would also like to give the answer. So I repeat once again, please go ahead, and in this session, please do visit the official YouTube channel, that is NCERT official, and in the chat box, you can give your answer whether it's option A or option B. Okay, ma'am.
All right. So here comes our first word, Panchayat, which we just discussed in detail. Dear viewers, as you can see, there are 4 people sitting and there is another one who is writing down on the board, which makes the entire Panchayat member of 5 people. And what are they doing? They are listening to the queries of the villagers. That's what the Panchayat is supposed to do, to listen and solve the problems related to or pertaining to the village only. Right? So it's the local governing body of a village, and that's our first question, first new word. Second new word, and it's a beautiful visual also, adamant. Adamant. What do you see here, Deepak ji?
Well, I think this is something, it is written refusing to change your mind.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm confused. Can you please help me?
Yes, definitely. So we see a donkey here and a man is trying to pull it towards him. But the donkey is adamant and it does not want to budge from its place. And that's exactly the meaning of adamant, that one who refuses to change their mind or one who doesn't want to do what is being asked.
Okay.
Right. So are you an adamant person, Deepak ji?
No, ma'am. My parents, whatever tells me, I listen to them. I obey them. My teacher, whatever my teacher tells me, I listen to them. So I don't think I am that person.
Right. And I'm really glad that Deepak is not an adamant person, and one must not also be. Let's move on to the third new word, cunning. And cunning comes with fox.
Right.
Right. And what is the meaning of cunning? So if we recollect a fox, Deepak, what comes to our mind? The story of the sour grapes?
Right. The cunning fox story.
Yes.
The fox see the grapes, bunch of grapes. And she was very smart, I remember.
Yes. So that's why I have brought the visual of a fox. Cunning words is usually used along with fox, as we say cunning as a fox. But what does it mean? It means somebody who is clever but in a dishonest way. Somebody who is clever in not in honest way or good way, but in a dishonest way.
Right.
Moving on to the next word, and with a beautiful visual, it says I am sorry, and exactly the meaning is apologizing. To say that you are sorry for something that you have done, and it's all right to apologize when you commit a mistake.
Right.
And the last word is wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to make sensible decisions and judgments because of your knowledge. So it is said, the more you read, the more or wiser you become, right? So wisdom is related to the decisions that you make after gaining deep understanding of something.
Okay, so all the words seems to be found very interesting, and after understanding all these words, I think the story which we will be gonna starting soon, that story will also be very interesting, ma'am.
It is going to be interesting, and let's without any delay move on to the story. We see a farmer here and he's tilling his field, and let's find out what's there in the story. So dear children, gear up yourself and I'm going to tell you the story. Once upon a time, there lived a farmer in a small village. He had 2 fields. He used to work very hard. When he prospered, he bought another field. There was a well next to it. Since the farmer needed a source of water for his fields, he bought the well from his neighbor. As you can see, dear children, in the previous visual, there is a well, right? So he wanted the well as well to irrigate his fields. Now, comes the catch. The neighbor was cunning like a fox. But what cunningness did he do? he thought of a plan to cheat the farmer. But what plan can he come up with a well? Let's find out. The next day, when the farmer reached the well, he found the neighbor standing there, and he refused to let the farmer take water from the well. On asking why, he replied, "I sold only the well to you, not the water. The water still belongs to me. You cannot take it." How cunning he is. So he is saying that I only sold the well, not the water along. And see, the hard-working farmer is sad here because he cannot irrigate his fields with the water. The worried farmer did not know what to do, so he went to the village chief. And with whom he would be discussing his problems, Deepak?
I think, ma'am, the first word when we
Yes.
were discussing Panchayat.
Yes, definitely. Wonderful answer. So he goes to Panchayat and tells about his case. And he says, "He is not letting me take the water." The village chief fixed a day for a meeting of the Panchayat. The day came and the members of the Panchayat gathered under the banyan tree in the center of the village. Both the farmer and his neighbor were summoned. Most of the villagers were present. As you can see the visual, dear children, here once again we see 5 people in the Panchayat and a female, a woman leading the Panchayat, which is such a beautiful sight. These days, women are given special spaces to be the chief of the village.
Right, and ma'am, this picture is helping me to visualize the story that how the day when the Panchayat was holding the meeting, I can see the 5 members of Panchayat, the farmer in blue color kurta, the cunning neighbor, and all the villagers are sitting just next to the tree.
Yes. Also, dear children, please observe that there is one special needs person also a part of
Yes.
the Panchayat. It is giving a message to everyone that nobody is any lesser than anyone.
Right.
With your wisdom, with your knowledge, you can reach at any level, right? So once again, let's come back to the topic. The farmer explained the situation to the gathering. The chief asked the neighbor why he was not letting the farmer draw water from the well. The cunning man said the same thing again. "I sold only the well to him, not the water in it. The water still belongs to me, so he cannot take my water." Okay, and the members of the Panchayat as well as the villagers tries to reason with him, but he was adamant. He refused to listen to them. Finally, the Panchayat members discussed the matter among themselves, and then they stood up to give the judgment. The villagers also stood up. So Deepak, here my question is for you. What decision would you come up with if this was such a situation in front of you?
This is very bad. The cunning neighbor was very smart and he was not doing good with farmer at all.
Yes.
So I think the Panchayat should make a positive decision and the decision should be in favor of farmer. Anyhow, decision should be in favor of farmer that the water and the well both are of farmer. He owns them.
Right. So a wonderful explanation that Deepak gave us. Dear viewers, dear children, you are also welcome to write your decision. Had you been in the place of Panchayat chief or Panchayat, what decision would you have made? Before I tell you what is there in the book. Also, before I move forward, let me tell you something, Deepak ji. In our books, in other grades also, we have several other stories where Panchayat is involved.
Okay.
So it's a wonderful thing to involve our students understand about the local government at village level as well.
Right.
Right. So if you will move on to the higher grades, you will have Algu Chaudhary's story where the Panchayat solves their problem. Several other are there. Right. So do remember this story also when you move on to the higher grades. And let's find out what the Panchayat decided for the farmer and the cunning neighbor. And let's see. The village chief began. After hearing both sides, we agree that it is correct to say that only the well was sold. Oh no, it seems like it's not going in the favor of the farmer.
Yes.
The neighbor gave a satisfied smile. However, continued the village chief, if you have not sold the water and the water is yours, then you have no business keeping your water in his well. Remove the water or use it all up immediately. If not, the water will belong to the owner of the well.
Oh God, this is impossible. How
Yes.
the neighbor can remove the entire water from well?
And it's an intelligent, very intelligent decision from the part of the village chief, I would
I'm
say.
just wondering, ma'am, if I'm a cunning neighbor, how would I take out all the water from well? It's totally
Yes, it's a
impossible.
tedious task and it's not possible at all, I would say. And that's why, for an inappropriate demand, the Panchayat came up with suitable reply to him.
Right.
Right? It may be called tit for tat.
Correct.
Right. So let's see what kind of expression does our cunning neighbor has now. And we can see here that our farmer is happy here and the neighbor is folding hands and saying sorry and apologizing.
Right.
The farmer was relieved and gave a shout of joy. The cunning neighbor realized that cheating will not lead anywhere. He had to pay a fine as well as apologize to the farmer. The villagers praised the wisdom of the Panchayat, and of course, I am actually in awe of the decision of the Panchayat, Deepak, because many a times what happens in the absence of facts, multiple times the person who is right does not get the correct verdict.
Right.
But here the Panchayat saw through the cunningness of the neighbor and the verdict came in the favor of farmer.
Right.
I hope our children enjoyed the entire story. That was the story, and it actually gives our viewers a food for thought that had you been in the place of the farmer or Panchayat, what would you have done? How would you have dealt in such a situation? Right, let's move on for our viewers to the exercise section, because I am going to ask a lot of questions now since we are done with the chapter. So the answer for this question is that the farmer purchased another field and he wanted to irrigate the other field. That's why he bought the well. And let's move on to the second question. The second question is, why did the farmer become upset?
Obviously, because the moment when farmer was trying to take water from the well, which he purchased, the cunning neighbor was not allowing to take the water from well to the farmer. And this was the reason the farmer was upset that I have paid the money, I have bought this well to me, I own this well, and why I can't take out the water from this well? This was the reason he was upset.
So I'll clap here for wonderful explanation of the answer. Very good answer and explanation, Deepak. Yes, the farmer was upset because he paid the entire amount and yet he was not able to use the water of the well. That's why he was upset. Let's move on quickly to the third question. How did the Panchayat solve the problem? And here I am going to discuss it a little bit. The Panchayat solved the problem by seeing through the cunningness of the neighbor and giving him the reply in his own terms, in his own way. Right? And the last question is, what was the final judgment given by the Panchayat? Here you can help me out, Deepak.
Well, the decision was very good, I think. Since I would like to start with a good example. In cities, you might be hearing that if you don't wear helmet while driving a two-wheeler, or if you don't wear seat belt while driving a four-wheeler car, the traffic police used to fine the driver. So in the same language, the Panchayat told the cunning neighbor that now you have to pay this fine and you have to apologize for this mistake to farmer. So this was the decision which Panchayat took.
Great. So the judgment was that it was a very interesting one, that the cunning neighbor would have to take out the entire water from the well, or he has to give the water also along with the well. Right. And let's move on, since we have already done the questions of thinking, but I have more questions in store. Do you think the decision of the Panchayat was correct? What do you say, Deepak?
Well, after listening to the first line, when you were giving explanation, ma'am, and the first line comes that Panchayat, when the Panchayat was there, the first line I heard that yes, obviously, the well belongs to farmer and the water belongs to cunning neighbor. So there was a smile on cunning neighbor's face.
Yes, yes.
But after that moment, suddenly Panchayat told in his own language just to teach the lesson to cunning neighbor. Then I realized, no, this is a positive and this is a perfect decision Panchayat can make.
I also agree with you that the Panchayat made the correct decision of taking the favor or the side of the true person, of the hard-working person that you have told us multiple times that the farmer was really hard-working. And let's move on to the second question. Now it's a thinking question, and I want my viewers to once again be with me, think along with me and write down your answers. You have an extra painting box which you wish to share with your friends in the class to complete an activity. Two of your best friends, Radha and Sita, fight for the box. How would you deal with the situation so that you are fair to both of them? So here, Deepak, you may be the third friend of Radha and Sita, and you have an extra box, painting box. Maybe you are having extra colors, but both of the girls are fighting, or both of your best friends are fighting to get that extra box. How will you deal with the situation?
So my teacher has taught me that you should always help others. And if I'm having extra one of them, so definitely I'll go near both of them. I'll make them calm. Stop fighting. I have this solution. I'll just shake hands with both of them.
Great.
I'll be friends to both of them, and I'll share that extra with them so that I can also help them and I can settle the dispute.
Right. So what we can do is, I have multiple solutions to this problem. What I can do, if I am in the place of their best friend who has an extra pair of painting box, I can divide the entire color box and give half each to my friends, or I can take turns, that my friends use the entire painting box in turns.
So that is also a good idea.
Yes. So that's what I think.
Right.
Viewers, you are also invited to write down what you think in such a situation you would do. And moving on, since we are left with less time, let's do it very fast. Who said to whom? I sold only the well, not the water. Who was it? Dear viewers and Deepak ji also. Who said this?
I think the viewers also know the answer, but let me give the first question's answer. That answer is the cunning neighbor.
Yes. And remove the water or use it up immediately. It was the chief, village chief, who gave the verdict.
Right.
And lastly, he is not letting me take the water. Who would that be, dear children?
Obviously, that hard-working farmer.
Yes. So I am really happy that one of the child sitting here is so thorough with the chapter that I have taught, and he is able to answer all the queries. All the viewers out there, I am also assuming and hoping that you learned the chapter well, understood it well. Even if you have any other queries, please write down to us. Now we will do the matching, match the words very quickly. Prospered meaning, I would once again come to Deepak ji. What is the meaning of prosper?
Well, ma'am had taught this. Let me come once again. The answer is to grow positively wealthy.
Yes, of course. So from times bygone, we have been listening to the essay of Diwali, that when Diwali comes, everybody clean their houses.
Right.
And why do they clean? Because it helps us to bring in prosperity.
Yes.
Prosperity meaning it helps us to welcome goddess Lakshmi,
Right.
which is wealth. Second is cunning. We everybody know, clever in a tricky way. Third, worried. What is the meaning of worried? It is very upset. Summoning is calling somebody to particular place. Adamant, we already did this word. Adamant is?
Very upset.
Adamant is refusing to change one's mind.
Okay, we have to make the correct one.
Yes.
Okay.
And lastly, judgment. Judgment is when you decide, a decision made by a group is judgment.
Okay.
Right. So it's a very fun exercise matching here. And now I bring to you another great exercise, and that is homework also for our viewers, for our students. What can you assume by looking at this visual on the screen, Deepak? What kind of exercise would it be?
Obviously, this is a letter.
Yes.
I can see a letter which is in envelope. I can also see the envelope as well.
Yes. So I have put in the icon of a letter here. So the children are supposed to write a letter. But to whom? So the children, you need to imagine that you are the farmer, and you need to write a letter to your friend about the incident and the decision of the Panchayat. And I have given you 2 lines also how to begin the letter. It would go like, my dear friend, something happened last week which I want to tell you, and I wanted to buy a well. And that's how you will recollect the entire story, viewers, from the story that we just did with you. The story is there in your note chapter, in the textbooks also, in the NCERT textbook also, which is chapter number 8. You can once again go through the chapter and write the letter to your friend recollecting the entire story.
So I think this is a very interesting and learning activity which Anu ma'am is telling to all the students to do, and you can go ahead, write this letter, and you can also send this via email. The email is dth.class5@ciat.nic.in. You can see the mail address on your television screen as well. So now the time is not allowing us to continue this session, but yes, we definitely had fun. We learned a lot of things, and the story was really very interesting and learning. So thank you so much
Thank you
Anu
so
ma'am
much
for coming and explaining this story beautifully.
I'll be looking forward to all the letters from the viewers.
Definitely, our students are smart. They will go ahead and write the letter as well. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I would also like to thank our Indian Sign Language interpreter Bhumi for helping all the viewers to understand this complete session in the form of Indian Sign Language. Thank you, Bhumi. And now this is me, Deepak Mishra. Please allow me to wrap this session. But before that, let's have a quick look on the upcoming sessions. We are left with some more sessions for today. So after some time at 2:30 p.m. you will be watching session on subject Hindi, and you can see the list. So please allow me to wrap this session. This is me, Deepak Mishra. Now wrapping the session with commitment that we will come back once again with another expert, another guest, and we will be learning, discussing a lot of things. Till the time, take care of yourself. Keep smiling, keep learning, and keep watching PM eVidya channels. Namaskar.